What is up, you guys? Well, now you guys know what Batman really looks like. Nah, I'm just joking. I made this video a few times. I'm gonna make it again. All right, so there are going to be definitely going to be yawns in this video because okay, I jinxed that one, you guys. I jinxed that one. I've been awake since 1 in the afternoon, and it is 1:24 a.m. So I have been awake for 12 hours, and I have an eye allergy. My eyes feel sleepy when I'm really not that sleepy, and it's annoying. Allergies in my eyes, I call them allergies. Allergies. So, but don't rub, I'm not going to rub my eye with this middle finger ring on, because if you can look closely, it's got a spike on the top. It is actually a glass breaker ring. It's cool looking. Been looking for it since 2019, and it's a glass. It's a glass breaker ring, and it has tritium glow. All right. So this is how I want the rapture to take place. I can rub my eye with this on, just not when it's on my pointer finger. Anyways, this is how I want the rapture to take place. I want to be out and about, and this is exactly how it is going to take place in a way. It is going to take place when people are just going about their day. Not it's Jesus will return when we least expect it. And I want to be going about my day, hanging out with the family, at like the mall or like Comic-Con, or the fair, like the state fair, which is like every October. You know, a beautiful day, cloudy, a little breeze. Not cloudy like rainy cloud, but some clouds in the sky. A very beautiful day. No rain, no storms, no strong winds, just a little breeze. Uh, and just out in public, um, preaching to people about Jesus, salvation. I don't preach to people about Jesus in person. I have before, but very rarely. I got this channel to do that. The internet reaches the entire world, the entire human population. It's the internet is worldwide, so that is why I do it on the internet. Also, I'm kind of scared actually to preach to people. This dude actually got he went to a gas station at nighttime, and he preached to guys out standing outside. They were African American males. I know that doesn't matter. I'm just telling you, in case if you watch the video, to show you, like, to remind, like, to have you know that it's the video I'm talking about. He preached to the guys about the love of Jesus, and one of them took out a huge hunting knife and held it to the guy's throat, the Christian's throat, and he wasn't scared whatsoever when the knife was held to his throat. But if preaching to people in person gets that to that extreme, I want to do it online. I will preach to people if I feel led to, like if the Holy Spirit is convicting my heart. When the Holy Spirit convicts your heart to do something, it's a nudge that's very strong. Like last year when I was at the hospital, I made this into a video a couple times so more people can watch it, but I'll mention it again here. I was at the hospital for several weeks, a month and 6 days, 36 days, from May 11th to like June 16 or June 18, something like that. So a few weeks in, we were going in the morning. We were like in the afternoon, like at noon, like 12. We were going outside for recreational group, and sorry, I just got a huge flashback of being back at the psych ward. Anyways, it was like 90 something degrees outside that afternoon, and I didn't want to go out. We had the option to not go outside if we didn't want to. We didn't get in trouble or anything if we didn't go outside. I chose to stay inside. And the other patients, the other people at the psych ward were headed outside. And something just told, they were already on their way walking to the door of the ward, the unit's door, and once those doors shut, you can't go outside. The decision's final. You can't go outside again until the next day. I don't know. That's just their rules. The nurses are busy, and they can't just stop something and then take you outside or whatnot. The group person that was running it was already outside with a few staff members. So staff was short. And I wasn't the only one still on the unit. So there was only one nurse or something like that, and they had to just stay. They couldn't just take me and leave the rest of the patients out there, on the unit by themselves with no staff. Anyways, I was in the day room sitting down, and something all of a sudden just started nudging my chest, like I felt a very strong urgency to do something. I felt an extreme urgency to do something, and a thought kept going in my mind. I kept thinking repeatedly. Go outside. catch up in the with the line of the group heading out, and go outside, go outside, go outside, go outside, go outside, go outside, go outside. It's like that constantly repeated, and also is something I felt like something spiritual was tugging against my heart. Like I felt deep in my soul, in my spirit, and in my heart, all at the same time, while having this repetitive thought of what to do. And I did. And I caught up with the group, went outside. As soon as I stepped outside, I looked in the distance, and on the ground there was something that looked like a black salamander. I went close to it because I like lizards, are cool. I moved it with my foot, and it wasn't a black salamander. It was a shard of metal. It was a metal shard about as long as my pointer finger, and it had the tip of an X-Acto knife on it. So I gave it to the staff immediately, and they were in shock. Anyways, like a week later, we were in the cafeteria. Maybe it was several days later, but we were in the cafeteria, and there was a girl in the cafeteria, and she was acting out, and the forks that they have are very flimsy, very rubbery plastic. They're plastic, but they're extremely flimsy and rubbery. You can't pierce your skin with it. The prongs just like they're just, once they touch your skin, they bend. They bend like rubber, so it's impossible to pierce your skin with it. Anyway, she was trying to stab herself in the side of the neck with one. It didn't work, obviously, because of what I just mentioned, how they work. But she was outside that day when I found that metal shard. So can you imagine what would have happened if she had found that instead of the fork? If I did not obey the voice and the leading of the Holy Spirit that morning, she would be dead. She would, I saved her life. I literally, I saved that girl's life. So when the Holy Spirit tells you to do something, when you feel that strong nudge feeling, and when you're a born again believer, you know what it is. We know, because that's the voice of God. That's Jesus's voice, and He says, "They are my sheep, and they know my voice. They hear my voice." That is the voice of God. So you recognize the voice of God when it's something urgent like that. So yeah, there's that testimony. Back to how I want the rapture to happen. I want it to be a beautiful day, no rain, no storms, some clouds in the sky, but not rain clouds. Dark clouds, water clouds, none of that. Just like clouds that you see in the sky in the daytime. Hanging out with friends, or like I don't have any friends in real life, and person. Because I'm sort of a loner. I stay here at my house all the time. Anyways, family. I want it to take place when I'm like out in public at like the mall or something like that. Preaching to people about Jesus and salvation and stuff like that. When I have the courage to do something, or if I feel led by the Holy Spirit, as I did to that picking up that metal shard at the psych ward last year and saving that girl's life. Just that normal day, beautiful day, nothing out of the ordinary. It's just, I don't know why it's so difficult to think of more details of how I want it. Like birds chirping and come on, Zach, really? But just an ordinary beautiful day. and we're having fun and everything, and then we hear that horn. We hear that trumpet of God in the sky. And we walk outside to see what it is. And we look up in the sky. And when we look up in the sky, there's angels upon angels and angels and angels as far as the eye can see. As far as the eye can see in the sky. And Jesus Christ on a white horse, sitting on the clouds in the sky, waiting for his church to get raptured up. And then when we're still hearing that horn, we see people from like all like miles in every direction getting raptured up, getting shot up in the sky, getting like flying up in like beams of blue light that just came from the graves in the cemetery. And then when we're seeing people rise from the grave and getting raptured up, it's just a blessing to know that we're going to be next. And then all of a sudden when all the people who got rose from their grave and got raptured in the sky, then we feel like our feet start lifting off the ground very, 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 very slowly, like outer space, like we're just floating, like nothingness, like nothing is just floating. And then all of a sudden we start going a little faster and higher and faster and higher, and then all of a sudden we get skyrocketed, and then we meet Jesus in the air, and we meet him and see all the angels and all the people who have died before us, or not, who have died and got raptured right before us, because we who get raptured, who are alive, never see death. So that, my bad on that part, but that have lived before us. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. That have lived before us hundreds of years ago, thousands of years ago, when there were just bones and dust and skeletons in their graves. They have just like a beautiful body, like a beautiful new created body that never sees sickness, never sees death, never sees heartache, anger, sin, corruption. It's perfect. It's immortal. It's incorruptible. And it's glowing with radiance of love and perfection and holiness. And then we get taken to heaven. Jesus leads the way to heaven, and we shoot through the universe. We shoot through the universe at unimaginable speed, and then we finally see the light of the gates of heaven in front of us, lighting up the path of the darkness of the universe. And then we enter through the gates, and we see God the Father sitting on his throne and holding up the world in his hand, and he greets us, he welcomes us home, and he tells us how much he loves us, how much he cares for us, how happy it makes him that we finally made it to our blessed hope, and that we will be with them for eternity. You guys, that is the best. That will be, not would be, that will be the best experience we can ever have, and that we will ever have, not can ever have, but will. I'm not saying that, I'm not trying to say it's like an event that can happen. It's an event that will happen, and I hope in my lifetime, in my generation. I'm almost 30 years old. I know I don't sound 30. It's because my Adam's apple isn't completely developed yet. I was born with the lack of testosterone, and And the doctor back in 2018 said that without my Adam's apple being fully developed, my voice won't completely be deep. So on the phone with people, people think I'm a woman. People think I'm a kid. I don't use a mic on the Xbox because whenever I talk, people are like, "Oh, it's gonna pass your bedtime at like 3 in the morning." I'm like, I'm 30, almost 30 years old, so I don't bother with mics and stuff because it's just the way my voice sounds. I hate it. I don't hate it. I'm used to it, but I mean I don't like it. But it's just how God created me. So um, I mean, it's a birth defect, I guess you can say, in a way, that low testosterone, or low testosterone and a lack of testosterone. But when we're in heaven, guess what? We're not going to have any defects in our new bodies. Everything is going to be perfect. It's going to be completely sinless, um, sickless, heartacheless. Okay. No heartache, no nothing bad. Only holiness and perfection, righteousness for eternity. I mean, I can't wait, you guys. I can't wait. I can't wait. I made myself more excited now for the rapture after describing in detail this, how I want the rapture to take place. Um, so yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this video. I hope it brings comfort and peace to you guys, and I hope it brings excitement to you guys, because the rapture isn't something that's not going to happen. It's something that is definitely going to happen, and it's going to be somewhat like I described it, mostly, but also unimaginably more glorious when it really happens, when we're really experiencing it. I hope you guys enjoy. Talk to you later.